Hello guys, the time has finally come for me to listen to Kylie Minogue's Impossible Princess album. I am going to get right into it, so if you'd like to see the full-length version of this video, you can do so on my Patreon, which is linked in the description. Alright, too far.
Caught up in this house, trapped my very own self in the snare of my mind. No more space in a slither. What a gift for a deep breath inside. Rooted into this den. It's bitter and I want the sweetness again. The taste that I agree with. Getting past these birds into my eat, and my silence is a comfort. But there is no one else where I'll be up from under and come and curl myself.
Those breathy background vocals are so nice. Ooh, okay, that is how you start off a friggin' album. I have never heard Kylie do something that experimental before, and to be honest, that's what I was coming into this album hoping for. Loved the gradual build and intensity, and of course the drum and bass. I thought the intense production did a great job of reflecting the lyrical content, which to me it seemed like the song was about being stuck in your own head, perhaps as a result of doing something you shouldn't have done. I do like how vague the lyrics are, because it could be about a relationship, but it could also be about something completely different, which of course allows more people to relate. Alright, Cowboy Style. One of my favorite Kylie songs ever. Wow. I am frightened, I'm aroused. That's pretty much how I felt the entire time watching Saltburn. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen that movie, please do give it a chance. It's amazing, in my opinion, but I digress. I really just stopped Cowboy Style to give a movie review that no one asked for. I couldn't possibly gush over Cowboy Style any more than I already have since I first heard it, so I'm going to go right into Some Kind of Bliss. Well, almost forgot to mention, this is another track that I've reacted to previously, so I am vaguely familiar with it. I haven't listened to it much since my initial reaction.
Find space where I belong, not to
So with Some Kind of Bliss, the first thing I'd like to point out is how accurate the music video is, in my opinion, because when I listen to the song, I do feel like I'm in a 90s rom-com traveling through the desert. So far, I feel like I'm spot on about the soundscape continuing throughout the album. But also, each track has an atmosphere of its own. Alright, and next up, we have the iconic Did It Again, which I have, of course, reacted to.
Clever girl, think you are, but you think too much. Shut down, turn around.
By the way, I am so impressed by how sonically cohesive this album is so far.
Clever girl, think you know, but you don't know much.
Like, it's still very experimental, but no track has sounded out of place so far.
Go to a different door. You make it hard on yourself. Clever girl, you've got it all, but you're all messed up. Time now, turn around, move on to something else. You did it again. You did it again. Just listen to me when I'm telling you it's no good for you.
I mean, what's not to love about Did It Again? Edgy Kylie is one of the best Kylies, in my opinion. You know, lyrically, Did It Again reminds me a bit of Too Far, because I feel like that song could be referencing a romantic relationship, as well as pretty much anything else. So another introspective song that's very relatable and still very fun. Alright, next up, Breathe, which I have also reacted to. My goodness, I did not realize I had already heard so many songs from this album. And I guess that's where my shock comes from with this album being so sonically cohesive. I heard all of the singles separately, so I never put two and two together that they have similar sounds within them. But my goodness, is it great to hear everything in context.
Oh, don't doubt me just because I am quiet. I'm thinking about it. Oh, I'm helpless about the way of me, and I'm thinking about it. Oh, breathe. It won't be long now for me. It won't be long now for me. It won't be long now for me.
I don't think I ever noticed that vocoder on the background vocals during the chorus.
Through me, and it's hard to be alone. It won't be long now for me. It won't be long now for me.
My favorite lyric from it would have to be in the first verse where she says, "Don't doubt me just because I am quiet." I don't know if that's verbatim, but yeah, that's my favorite line because I relate to it so much. And not to be too on the nose, but listening to Breathe is quite the calming experience. I was strongly resisting the urge to close my eyes and completely lose myself in the song, especially during that final chorus, but I made it out alive. Right, next up, Say Hey. I'm wondering if the next half of this album is going to be more synth-focused.
You might be sleeping.
That would be cool.
I couldn't wait. I'm caught up with feeling.
Well, Kylie, leaving nothing to the imagination. Okay. Hear me out, guys. This song is making me want a Kylie Minogue and Bjork collab. Like a Bjork and Madonna bedtime story situation. I feel like Kylie and Bjork would create something insanely beautiful together. Oh my gosh, that needs to happen. It can still happen. It should. No, don't be over. I'm going to say a bad word, so forgive me. But, what the did I just listen to? What was that? Oh my gosh. I was not prepared. I was not prepared to be slapped in the face with that masterpiece. Obviously, the production was insane, but that song would have been nothing without Kylie's spot-on vocal delivery. And when I say spot-on, I mean she perfectly matched the energy the instrumentation was giving to begin with. And that song was so sensual without being remotely vulgar. And there's nothing wrong with being vulgar. Believe me, I love a vulgar song, but the subtlety, that was a masterpiece. Okay. Drunk. I feel drunk after that. Well, actually, I don't know if I feel drunk. I've never had a drink before. This is not important.
I'm suffocated. There's a riot in my senses.
I'm sorry, guys. I have to be honest. I don't know what on earth led me to make this mistake, but I guess my mind's just in the gutter because I somehow misread that there's a riot in my census line as there's a riot in my ass. That's definitely not what that says. That's not what she said either. Well, speaking of vulgar. She's actually delivering these lines like she's drunk. Yeah, that was another track where the production was insane, but it would not have worked without Kylie's vocal delivery. Even more so with Drunk than Say Hey, because Drunk was less formally structured, if that makes sense. But she sold it, and I bought it. Alright, I don't need anyone. Speak for yourself, Kylie. I'm desperate. So far, this chorus is my favorite part of the song. Love how she ended that line with a whisper. Desire is a strong theme throughout this album so far. It's just desire being presented in a very artsy, Kylie Minogue way, and I have enjoyed every second of it. With I Don't Need Anyone, it hasn't been my absolute favorite track, but I definitely liked it. Honestly, it's a little unfair for that song to come right after tracks like Say Hey and Drunk, but I do think it holds its own on the album. I would especially like to hear that one live. All right, Jump. Are we slowing things down?
If I'm scared, let me lose it.
Sounds like it.
Hungry, let me have it. I have dread and fear and light and laughter. I know there is an ever after. I'm eager and ready. It only hurts sometimes. I run to the future and jump. And if I'm stupid, let me be that way.
Another very relatable lyric.
I'm bored, let me show it. If I'm bad, let me be it. If I'm sure, let me have my say. There is an ever after. I'm eager and ready. It only hurts sometimes. I run to the future and jump.
Okay, that song was another masterpiece in my opinion. I didn't expect it to blossom into something so beautiful. To me, it felt like that song was encouraging everyone to have agency and be curious and brave. It felt to me like she was searching for freedom there, whatever that means to Kylie, and sonically the song felt quite freeing. All right, next up we have Limbo, which I've been very eager to listen to ever since I watched her perform that remixed version of it on the Fever tour. Let's get into it.
Those all around me, they tend to my wounds and alert my senses. It would be nice, but I'm not here. I'm dreaming, holding on.
Love that reverb on her on her vocal.
Meaning, all of it wasted, lost in limbo. Limbo, limbo. Lost in limbo. It's an ocean of needing.
When I watched her perform it on the Fever tour, I obviously didn't have the lyrics in front of me, so I was just going by ear, and I truly thought she was saying Boston Limbo instead of Lost in Limbo. And I was definitely wondering why Kylie was doing the limbo in Boston. I wasn't judging, I was just curious. I'm finding it hard to contain myself too. Limbo, another masterpiece in my opinion. And I hate to use that word so frequently, but I am truly not using it loosely. I also loved her delivery on that track because lyrically it felt like a stream of consciousness. By the way, guys, if that remixed version she performed on the Fever tour exists anywhere as a studio track, please do let me know because I still love that version so much. All right, Through the Years. Okay, nice. Just slow it down again.
My body is blazing. The flames are light and lit at my ear, so that I can only hear muddled words of you. I wish I could see now. Promises and lies ignite the fire, and I wonder why I believe in you.
She also believed in us in 2004. I mean, only Kylie fans are going to get that joke.
I pity all the pretensions of you.
I loved it sonically, most of all. Of course, a big part of me loving it sonically is because the R&B influences were so present. And you guys should know by now how much I adore Kylie doing R&B. It's the same reason I love Finer Feelings and Chocolate so much. Lastly, we have Dreams.
To wake with the moon and sleep with the sun, to be a sinner and saint, a lover and friend, to know a beginning but never an end, to fly in the ocean, to swim in the skies, believer in truth, defendant of lies, to these are the dreams, running consequences, to know the power of wealth and poverty, to taste every moment and try everything, to be hailed as a hero, branded a fool, believe in the sacred and break every rule.
That beat drop should be illegal. Also, lyrically, this song is confirming the themes I picked up in the previous tracks. Perfect closer in my opinion. As I mentioned earlier, I feel like it perfectly summarizes the themes that are present throughout the entire album. And it makes so much sense to me that desire is one of the most recurring themes, because overall I feel like this album is about the human condition, or at least the part of being human that makes us want all the good and the bad, and that is desire. It doesn't always have to be sexual, but of course there were some extremely steamy moments on this album. How am I going to pick a top 3? I don't know. Just to put things into perspective here, I don't have a list of favorites to give you because I liked all 12 tracks. But my current top 3 would have to be Cowboy Style, Say Hey, and Limbo. Guys, let me know your thoughts on this album and your top 3. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!